Hey everybody, it's me, Marquita. I'm watching Baby from Homemakerstead. Nope, that's not how you say it. Dang it. I'm tired today. Acre Homestead. What did I say? Homemakerstead. I think that's what I said. Anyhow, and it is 60 degrees outside. I do have the window open. I don't have the fan on because I was trying to get Biscuit and Ori in here because Hannah, I swear, she's in one of her things, in one of her moods today. But like, it's so funny because Ori and Hannah, they are like the same person. Because when Hannah's in the mood, Ori's in the mood. And they don't even have to be around each other. But they mirror each other's mood. And Ori's been in the mood since 8 o'clock this morning. Before Hannah even woke up. And when Hannah woke up, she was in the mood. So, Ori and Ori and Hannah's in a mood today. But today is the 23rd of December. Happy birthday, Kaylani. Liv Love's daughter, Kaylani, is 2 today. Hopefully, Liv is able to have visitation if she's not out of jail, or maybe she would get to call home and wish Kaylani a happy birthday. But yeah, so I don't think Liv is out of jail, but I know that today is a hard, let me say, I assume, and you know when you assume, that means you're an ass, and I'm an ass, but I'm thinking from my head, I'm assuming that today is a hard day for her if she is in jail. If she don't get visitation, if she didn't have a visitation with Kaylani and AJ today, you know, if she's still in jail, and if she didn't get to call home. I only say it like that because if she didn't call Ryan and Christian for their birthdays, and if she wasn't in Texas for their birthdays, like, I don't know, because 2025, she, like AJ, of course, his birthday was at the apartment, at Liv's apartment, and then she went out of town before her birthday, which Liv's birthday is June the 22nd, and then supposedly she came back from Florida, so she left the end of May of 2025, and then she came back August of 2025. It's still 2025. And if she wasn't in town and if she didn't call, like Liv's birthday is June the 22nd. And then Ryan's birthday is June the 28th. And I only remember that because my tiny bumpkin heads, their birthday is June the 28th. And then Christian's birthday is July the something. And then Robin's birthday is October. I always thought it was September, but it's October. And then Kaylani's birthday today, December the 23rd. And I only remember that because today is, of course, a special day also for me, or for me and my kids, because today, what would that be? 11 years ago? Yeah, because they're 12, yeah. So, 11 years ago today, the adoption was final. And so today is Gotcha Day for the girls. And we got that saying from, Bubba and Sissy's mama. And that's what she called it when the adoption was final for them. And so my girls' Gotcha Day is December the 23rd. Literally, I'm going to show y'all, because as soon as we left court, we went directly to Bubba and Sissy's house. Of course, everybody was in school at that time, but this is the picture that they took. So that was the girls. Look how tiny they was. That's Hannah. That's Hannah, and then that's Savannah. But yeah, we was over at Bubba and Sissy's house there, and she got us a cake. So, and the cake says Happy Adoption Day. And but yeah, they were one in that video. But literally, I think they only weighed in that video. In that picture, I think Savannah was maybe like 9 pounds, maybe 10. Hannah was like 7, but she might have been 8 pounds. No, she might have been 9, and I think Savannah was like 10 pounds. But anyways, yes, they were one. Yes, they were healthy, like Savannah. She, I tell you, she's always been so advanced. But that's just because, like, she's so independent. And it was like, that was like one of the rarest pictures of her actually letting somebody hold her, because she didn't like to be held. Now Hannah loved to be held. She would, oh my gosh, if she didn't, like right now, she didn't have to walk, she'd probably let somebody carry her. Savannah's like, I got this. I don't need anybody to do anything. But that's just because her brain is like so, like it moves so fast. And then Hannah is like, she's like talented in the way that she has to learn something. Like whatever she's trying to learn, she has to basically practice. And once she got it, she got it. And Savannah's like, okay, I'm going to look at that. I could do that. And then it's like, oh, well, I couldn't do that, but I'm going to do it again. And so that's Savannah. And like, So she don't like practice. This is like, okay, so that's how you say that? Boom, I can say it. And then if she don't say it right, it's like, okay, well, whatever. And she goes on with the next thing. Hannah's like, because, funny story, when they were babies, like Savannah was doing like the babble. And because her brain like works really fast, for like at least 6 months, when she was learning how to talk, she would say your last word. So if I said, do you want cake or ice cream? She would say ice cream. But if she don't want ice cream, it's like I always had to like tell her, okay, cake or ice cream. And she would say ice cream. So I'm like, you want ice cream? And she'd say ice cream. And then I go, yes or no? No. And I'm like, so you don't want ice cream? Ice cream. So we had to tell her. But that was because Savannah, so I was like, Vanna. And so everybody's name was Vanna. And I'm like, no, you're Vanna. That's Hannah. And I was like, I'm Keita and Daddy is Gary. And so that's why, so I was, we had to teach her that everybody has their own name. And you're Vanna. That's your special name. Hannah's is Hannah. That's her special name. But she was like 1. But she, of course, when she was not even a day old, she was like, I don't want you to hold me. And like Hannah would wake up and, cry, but, Savannah would just be laying there awake. And as long as you're not picking her up, she's okay. But as soon as you try picking her up, nope. She didn't even like being picked up and held to feed. And it's like, I got to feed you. And she was just like, no. And so, like I was saying, she wasn't even an hour old. Not an hour. She wasn't even a day old. And, we were still in the hospital. And my sister's like, well, hand me Savannah. And I, went and picked her. And Savannah was just laying there awake. And so I picked her up and I gave her to my sister. And she started crying. And she goes, and I'm like, okay, well, let me see if her diaper needs to be changed. So I got Savannah back and I put her back in the bed, to unwrap her because, she was still swaddled. And went to change her diaper. But as soon as I laid her down, she stopped crying. And my sister's like, you turned her against me. I'm like, how did I turn her against you? She's not even a day old. And the reason why I was doing everything is because with Savannah, my sister had to have an emergency C-section. So she was still, because this was she had the emergency C-section 9 o'clock p.m. And so this was 8 o'clock a.m. So, like I said, they were not even a day old. Hannah was 12 and 12 hours old, and Savannah was 11 hours old at that time. But yeah, that's what she said. She's like, you turned her against me. I'm like, how did I turn her against you? But it was only because she was okay not being held. And so when I laid her back down, she was okay. She was just like, this is what I want. I don't want you to hold me. And so, I changed her diaper, swaddled her back up and gave her back to my sister. And she cried. And my sister's like, well, here, you can feed her. And so, I picked her up to feed her. And she really didn't want to eat. And then I laid her back down. And she would just sit there and lay and just be content until she fell asleep. But Hannah was like, yep, you can hold me. Anybody can hold me. I'm okay. And Savannah's like, no. So, the only people that was allowed to hold Savannah was me. At that time, Bubba, he's the baby. He was the baby of the family. So Bubba, and I think he was at that time when they were born 7. I think he might have been, yeah, because in February he will be 17. So he might have just been 5, 6 or 7. I'm going to say 6, at least 6. But, like, he was tiny. So, like, Savannah would let him hold her. And then, Sissy, she was, if Bubba was, the oldest Bubba, if he was, she would have been, well, he'd been 16. No, I don't think he was that old at that time. Hold on. Okay, so how old would he be? I think the girls left the radio on. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. It's all the one. We're happy and cheer. I'm seeing how old he was. War is over. He was 16 when they were born. So, how old would she have been? 14. Yeah. Yeah, she was 14. And other Bubba was about to turn 14. Yeah, because they were born June. And, yeah. And so, that Sissy was May of 2000. And then, so, okay. Here's the years. And I'm doing oldest to youngest. And I'll say bio and not bio. So that y'all understand. So, 1997 is bio. 1999 is bio. Okay, so December 97, bio. May 99, bio. May 2000, not bio. September 2000, bio. June 2002, not bio. July 2003, bio. February, is he 05? No. Where would he have been? 2010? Hold on. If he's about to be 17, what would that have been? 2011? Maybe 2009. Yeah, because I was living over at the other places. He's either 08 or 09. So February, either 08 or 09, not bio. And then the girls is June 2013. And then July 2015 is not bio. So, yeah, because it's Bubba. Yeah, so 97, 99, 2000, 2000. 2002, 2003, I'm going to say 2008, and then my girls is 2013, and then 2015, 2015. I'm thinking that's what it is. Yeah, so the 2000, they're not twins. One is May 2000 and the other one is September 2000. And then my girls are twins. They're 2013. And then 2015, they are twins. So, but they're not bio. So it's bio is 97, 99, 2000. Okay, so bio is 97, 99, September 2000, 2003, and then my girls is 2013. So that's the bio. And then not bio, like not biological, is May 2000, June 2002, February 2008, and then July 2015, because the 2015 are twins. But anyhow. So, but yeah, so what was I getting with that? Okay, yeah. So Savannah would let Bubba, February 2008, she would let him hold her, and she would let May 2000 Sissy hold her, and then the aunt, she would let her hold her, and then me. But everybody else, she wasn't having it. And she only let me hold her because it was like, okay, there's no choice. There's no choice. But she always was trying to get down in like 3 months. And I'm like, Savannah, I can't let you down because you can't walk. And so what did she do? She started walking at 9 months. Just so I couldn't say, no, Savannah, you can't walk. She was like, I could walk now. Now let me down. But